talent in Indian football today with us, ARSHDEEP Singh of Odisha FC. Hello, ARSHDEEP. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Hello. I'm good. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very well. Well, especially now I'm speaking to you, another very, like I said, talented young player that's rising through the ranks in Indian football. Where do we find you in the world today?
I'm in Punjab, sir.
Right. So I'm assuming just like everybody else in the past few months I've recorded interviews with, lockdown has been very tough. How's it been for you?
It's been a little tough since my mother is not here with me. She's
Right.
in Canada, so yeah, it's been a little tough. But yeah, I've learned a lot of things. So it's good to learn new things and to do things without. I have now learned how to do training without training grounds, without gym, and also it's good to learn new things. It's a new learning process, I can say.
Yeah, it's been very different, very new to everybody, but especially sports persons, because this is not something that you're at all used to. But I've seen some of your videos training at home. You are putting in the hard yards, keeping fit.
Yes, I'm trying my best to do to keep myself fit in the lockdown. So whenever we get chance to play outdoors, so we can show that we're still fit and we have done work at home.
Yeah, as you know, in England, the EPL started a couple of weeks ago, and coaching prior to that was allowed 2 weeks prior to that as well. What's the situation with sports in India? Are you allowed to go out to train in small groups or anything like that?
No, sir, I don't think so. And especially in Punjab, there's no allowance still. They don't allow us to play outside, so we have to keep ourselves fit inside the home only. But yeah, we can go to the parks and do like our individual work, but not with the group.
And your family all, I know you said your mother's in Canada, it's obviously a big miss. But your family back in Punjab, all well and safe?
Everyone's good, sir. Thank you.
And obviously you've learned new ways of training and keeping fit. Anything else you've picked up that, because you've had so much free time now, everybody's been forced to maybe go back to reading or learning to cook or something like that. Is there something that you've picked up that you used to do before but didn't have time?
I've learned a lot of things, sir. I've learned how to wash my clothes. I've learned how to clean the house. I've learned how to cook. I didn't know
And
any of this before this lockdown, and because my mother, she's always there, and all the now we cannot have any meat, and we don't have any anyone. So me and my father, we do all the stuff.
yeah, and I want to talk about your father, because I've heard and read so many good things about so I want to hear about him from you. But how's your skill in FIFA 20 going? Is it improved?
Yeah, I'm improving. There's no one in my area to no one to uh, no one can win me in my area, especially I when I go to Malpur. Malpur is my hometown, so no one can win me over there. So I think I've improved. Now I'll challenge Vinith Rai. Let's
Oh,
see how it goes.
yeah, I don't know if you saw the interview with yeah, it was really interesting. But I'm glad you guys are improving football in one way, although you can't do it physically, but via the internet, your skills in FIFA 20 are improving. So that's good to hear. Um, just you mentioned your father, and like I said, I've read a lot of things about him. As you were growing up, uh, was your option always going to be a goalkeeper? Because when I was growing up, that's the last position anybody wanted to play. Everybody wanted to play either a striker or midfield, maybe defense, but you know, you had to force somebody to go into goal. How about you? How was it for you?
It's the other way around for me because I've always been influenced by my dad. So he used to tell me all his things like how he used to play and He used to tell me he used to go in the air like this and that and all of the stuff. When he used to play for JCT, he'll tell me the stories of Durand Cup.
Yeah.
When he used to play against Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, Mohammedan big clubs. So I've always been listening to him, and it was always in my heart that my dad used to be so like he used to be a good goalkeeper. I have like I it was for me it was like I just know one position in the football that is goalkeeper. So that's what uh, he has a big influence in my life, and
Yeah, of course. And it's
I've always looked up to him.
yeah, so Ranjit Singh, and he played for a huge team. They had a lot of success, JCT. I take you, did you see him during his, it must have been after his career, or did you see him playing?
No, I just watched his videos. We have his videos, so I've seen his videos. I've not seen him playing because when I was born, he retired at that time, so I
Now that
couldn't
you've seen
say.
his now that you've seen his videos and you're a top goalkeeper, how do you rate him as a goalkeeper? How was he, how
I
was
would
his performances?
I would rate him better than me anytime.
I'm sure he would say slightly different, but that's respect coming from you. So he was obviously a big influence in you becoming a goalkeeper. But growing up, what was the football scene like? Obviously, you had football in your family because of your dad, but outside. Where you were born, was football a big sport then? Because every time, I've been doing these podcasts for about a year now, and initially when I started, everybody thought India is just about cricket, maybe hockey, but football wasn't big unless you're in like Bengal or the Northeast or South, some of the regions. What was it like where you were growing up?
So I'll tell you, like I'm from Malpur, so in Malpur, uh, there's no cricket, there's no hockey,
All right.
there's yeah, it's just football. It's just football. In Malpur, there's cricket, like people play cricket, but everyone is more into football. So I think we have a culture there of footballing culture in Malpur. Everyone
Right.
there, if you will go to any shop, he also plays football.
All right.
So all the shopkeepers, everyone, every single person there play football.
Now
Not in, yeah, yeah,
you'll have to educate me. Malpur obviously is in Punjab.
yes.
So
Malpur is in Punjab. It's in Hoshiarpur.
is that
Hoshiarpur is the
where,
district. Malpur is the town. So all the villages near it. So we have a lot of players from Malpur
okay.
in ISL and in I League too. So I think Malpur is a footballing hub in Punjab.
So do you think that was influenced by the success JCT had during those days,
Yes,
influencing a lot of
JC.
young people to take up football?
Yes, yes. So JCT was a big part for the youngsters at that time and all the people at that time. Even my father, he used to play for Bijli board, electricity board.
Hmm.
He joined that team, but after that JCT picked him up from there, and then he left his job, and then he played professional for 12 years in JCT.
Right.
So
Okay.
JCT has played a big role for all the players in Punjab.
Okay.
So it was a big opportunity for everyone at that time, and I
Now,
think it's been a big influence.
and your father's influence, did it also result in him coaching you in the early years as a goalkeeper?
Yes, yes, sir. He has been coaching me. Even now, when we have off season, even now
Mm.
he comes with me in the training ground and he tells me that I'm doing this thing wrong. I'm not going I'm not stretching my body at the full strength and full level. So he still tells me things, and I learn a lot of things from him.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always learn from the best. That never stops. And obviously, your
Mm.
dad was one of the best goalkeepers of his era. But obviously, moving on in terms of your progression, you were selected for the AIFF Academy. How was the experience there in the academy? And did it make a big difference to you as a goalkeeper?
I would say it was the main difference because when I went to the AIFF Academy, they came for a tournament. I was playing in Chandigarh Football Academy. So
Mm,
there's a tournament called Administration Cup. So they came there for the tournament, and I was playing for the academy team. So we were in the finals against each other. So they they saw me there and they asked me for the trials. And then I went to Mumbai, and then I got selected there. And when I saw the training there, and when I saw the system there, uh, it was like it was on a whole different level for me. Because I was training in Chandigarh, the training was good. The training was good in Chandigarh, but when you go at that level, when you see the coaches there, when you see the level of football, the level of players there, I raised my level of football. I think I I have learned how to build up, how to play tiki taka football there, and
mm.
because there was no, they didn't allow us to kick from the back
All
in the
right. I was
starting.
going to,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. We cannot kick from the backs. Even if there are six attackers, we cannot kick. We have to find an
Wow.
option. So that's how we used to train there.
Right. I was going to ask you about the change in the role of a goalkeeper that's happened over the 10 years. And it's funny you should say that's been your training since the day you went to the academy. It's surprising to me. I did not think India was at that stage. How old were you when you joined the academy?
I was 17, sir.
17. And how was it moving away from home? Because I don't know if you saw the interview with Vinod. He found it, he was younger, obviously, a little bit younger when he went to Tata Academy, but he found it very tough moving away from home.
Sorry, sir. I wasn't in Tata Academy. I was in Chandigarh Football Academy, CFA.
Yeah. So now I'm just saying that when Vinod moved to Tata Academy, leaving home was very tough for him. How was it for
Oh,
you
okay.
moving
Sorry.
from home to the AIFF Academy?
So I was 11 when I moved from my home to Chandigarh Football Academy, and I had to stay there in the hostel. So first year was very difficult for me as an 11-year-old kid.
Mm,
I used to cry sometimes there,
mm,
you know. But then when you stay with your friends in hostel, it's like you're with your family only. So they
yeah.
become your family, and and then when we used to get holidays, I don't want to go home. So that's how good it is to stay with your friends all the time. And
Yeah, it becomes like you say, new family, and probably the same for you. Though when you had to leave, you were probably crying, but for different reasons because you're leaving your latest family.
exactly, sir, exactly.
And then your big opportunity came with your home state football club, Minerva. That must have been very special.
That sir, um, Minerva has been a very special thing for me. Minerva, I was at I was like nowhere when I joined Minerva, because when I came out of the regional academies and elite academy, I had jaundice, and then I fractured my hand. It was like 1 year for me. I had no club. So I started from the beginning. I started from the Punjab. There's a club in Punjab, in Malpur only, Malpur United, it's called. So I started from there, and then I went for the trials. My brother talked to Ranjit Paji, Bajaj Paji.
Mm.
So he told him that my brother is there and he want to give trials. So there I went for trials, and then I got selected. So I think Minerva's played a big role for me to come back to the track, because I was lost at that time. I had nowhere to go.
Mm.
So I'm very thankful to Bajaj Bhai that he has that he tried to create something, and he created it so big.
Mm.
And he went. Uh, he's very dedicated, sir. I must say he's very dedicated, and
Yeah, I've heard
he is,
a
yeah,
lot
he's
of
given everything to the club.
yeah, I've heard them and the players, young players especially, that he's given a
Yeah.
chance to, and who've moved on to big careers with other clubs, and the academy, Minerva or Punjab FC that it is now, really does support the youth program. And but that must have been a very tough year. I mean, jaundice is something that's out of your control, but breaking your hand as well as a goalkeeper, such a young age, mentally you must have gone through a very tough time.
I won't say it wasn't tough, but yeah, so it was tough. But I never gave up. It
Mm.
was there was a time when I thought my career is over, because um, I came from India team, and then I suddenly I'm playing all the local tournaments. There was a time, but I never gave up. My family was always there for to support me, and they never gave up, so I never gave up, and
No, that's
that's
really
how
good
it
to
all
hear.
went.
And it's sometimes the tough times that really showcase a person, and that really showcased you. I wasn't aware of that period, but thank you for sharing that, because something like that, it can knock your confidence, but it's good to hear that you've got a strong family behind you who kept you going. Um, but moving on to lighter things, how do you view your time in Minerva? Because you had a incredible few years winning the title and playing in Asian tournaments, and that was a big way to enter a larger football scene, as it were, with Minerva. How do you look back on those times? A lot happened.
A lot happens. So we started from the second division.
Yeah.
We played the second division, and we lost the finals. Like it was a league, but then the last match was with Dempo. So whoever wins goes to the I League.
Yeah.
So we lost to Dempo the last match. We lost to Dempo, but Dempo they pulled out from they I don't know what happened at that
Promotion.
time, but
Yeah.
so we were promoted to the I League.
Yeah.
So there was so first year we were not that well prepared, because they told that next month is I League. So we weren't that well prepared, but we we didn't play that well, and we were at the ninth position in the league when it ended. But the next year we were very well prepared, and we we had a 4 month long preseason. So, but unluckily I got injured at that time. I played three matches. First three matches we won two, drew one, and then I got injured. I broke my ankle. It um, was a very bad feeling for me not to play the league, because the team was winning and I wanted to be part of all of it. But at the end, when you lift the trophy,
Mm.
uh, that's the best feeling any player would ever want to feel.
And in terms of obviously, you were playing tournament football in Chandigarh and in your area as well, but then moving to the I League Second Division, that's a big step up. How was it for you in terms of playing that first game and then taking another step up into the I League itself? How did you find the transition? Did you think, I'm good enough? You felt comfortable?
It When I played my first match in second division, we played in Manipur against Neroka FC.
Mm-hmm.
So we drew. We were playing away, and we drew for our first match. And luckily, by God's grace, I played good, and I played well, and so I got another chance, and then we started winning, and another chance, and it boosted my confidence like anything, sir. So that league was, I would say, that was one of my best performances ever in
So
second
far.
division so far. So
Yeah.
it's most memorable for me.
Yeah. And then playing in the Asian Cups, that's another step up. So in a very short time period, you went from playing local tournament football to playing Asian level football. That must everything happened very quickly. Did you have time to think that I'm playing in an Asian level tournament?
When I played my first match in AFC, I couldn't believe myself that I'm playing at such level, because
Mm.
it's a dream for every Indian footballer to
Absolutely.
play at that level, to play in AFC and to play in ISL and so on, to play in the national team. So it was just like a dream come true for me when I played my first match in AFC, and um, I'm glad, and I'm very thankful to everyone who supported me all the time.
Oh, quite rightly, everybody recognizes the talent they saw in you. We're going to come to Odisha and you joining and your first season. But as you're growing up, or even now, is there a goalkeeper I know that you look up to, that you, you know, even in world football, you try and emulate, or you think, yeah, this is where I want to get to?
I would always choose Gurpreet Paji,
That's
because
very high standard.
yes, I've trained under him. He used to come in Manila, and he used to train us. When we were playing our first I League, he used to train us. He used to come and he used to train us. And I have seen him playing. So I don't think any keeper in India, or I don't think anyone in Asia.
Wow.
There's no competition.
Well, I can't really argue with that. He is an outstanding keeper, has been and is. And yeah, if you're going to have a mentor in India, you can't get better than Gurpreet. Incredible goalkeeping. But in terms of, I mean, when I talk to the footballers, you know, they look at players and leagues outside India. Is there any league or football that you follow?
I follow Manchester United, sir.
Oh. Are people not giving you notice about my team? I'm waiting for the day somebody might say, you know, I didn't have a
Which
team, but now I really support Leicester. I love Leicester City.
Leicester City? They have a great team, sir.
Manchester United. Okay, fair enough. I mean, they've had a host of incredible goalkeepers, right from Schmeichel, De Gea now.
Van der Sar.
Van der Sar, of course. Yeah. They've had a history of world-class goalkeepers. Why Man United, if I can ask you that now that you've admitted to supporting Man United?
Just just because of Van der Sar.
All
So
right.
when I was a kid, I was watching a game and I saw Van der Sar playing. I didn't know about any Premier League, any club. I just saw him playing and I was like, wow, that
Yeah.
he made some incredible saves. So I
Yeah.
just I just I just followed him after that, and I used to watch every match. So that's how I started supporting Manchester United.
Well, as you know, we've got Peter's son, who's goalkeeper for my team now, Casper. So hopefully you'll have a bit of love for Leicester City as well through that link.
Surely, yeah, I love Leicester City. So they play incredible football.
Yeah, we are, and we've got a big cup game this afternoon, the FA Cup quarterfinal against Chelsea. So I'm looking forward to that. Now I'll be expecting
Good luck
you
for
to.
that, sir. You need to
Absolutely.
win Chelsea. I hate Chelsea.
um, how did you feel about Liverpool winning the title after 30 years the other day, being a United fan?
I know all the United fans, they hate Liverpool, but I don't have any of that feeling.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good for like all the Liverpool supporters, and they have been working hard and they deserved it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, best
It
team
was
by a
well
long,
deserved.
long way. Yeah.
That's right.
Um,
Exactly.
we've got to talk about a big move. I think you joined when it was Delhi Dynamos, or was it? Did you join Odisha directly?
It was Delhi Dynamos, but when we when we went for the pre-season,
Yeah,
it
it was
was
Odisha.
Odisha FC then. Yeah.
And what was the feeling when they selected you? How did you find out they'd picked you?
I couldn't believe that because I always wanted to play in ISL because I used to look up to all the goalkeepers and all the players, all my teammates who were in elite academy. They were with me and they were playing ISL. I wanted to be there someday, so I had worked hard for it. So
And how did you
I
find
love.
out when they picked you? Was it a phone call or?
Uh, no, sir. My agent, he's been talking to the officials. So
Right.
when he told me that कि भाई हो गया है, I was like, thank God.
And who was your first call to? Was it your dad or your mum?
Uh, they were all with me that time.
Oh, right. Fantastic.
So I called my brother first because my brother and sister they are in Canada.
Okay.
So I called my brother first. I love my brother, so I
Absolutely.
called him first. Yeah.
And obviously he had a big influence in getting you that trial with Minerva. So yeah. In terms of being such a young goalkeeper moving to an ISL club, and they had a very experienced goalkeeper in Francisco there already. What were your expectations in signing? Were you expecting to start?
No, sir. I'll be honest. I never expected to start. I just went there. When I got selected, my agent told me that Devram Soro is there, so you may not get many chance, but just keep on going, and you know, maybe you get chance next year, but don't give up. But I told him that I just want to learn. I just want to learn. I'll get a goalkeeper coach there, and I'm happy with that. I just want to learn. I just want to get better, and I just hope that I will get chance after giving my everything and my 100%.
And then being told that you're going to start against Northeast. How was that feeling? Surprising or?
I don't know. It wasn't surprising because when we went to Spain and Qatar, the coach had shown trust in me, and he played. I played all the matches. Like we used to play half matches, so I played all the matches. He gave everyone same chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I was confident that he told me even before the league. Uh, in Mumbai, I injured my little finger, so I had to rest for a week, and I was not resting. And the coach Joseph Gambao, he called me and he told me that you need to rest for this week because if you'll keep on training, it will get worse. So he told me you will get your chance. Don't worry about that because I trust you. And these words coming from him, it was a big thing for me because he told me that he trusts me. So when we played against Northeast, when I got my first chance, he called me and he told me that I trust you. I played you in every single match in preseason. So
Well,
go
that's a
on
huge
and give your
confidence
best.
boost for you, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
When your coach has so much faith in you at a young age.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
And how do you
So
look
I
back on
was
your
very
first season?
fortunate. I would say I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned a lot of things too.
Uh,
I've been
I think
under
you're being very
great
harsh on
coaches.
yourself there.
No, I had some good matches, and I had played at my average level. I would say I was not at my best. I made some mistakes, but yeah, I did. I played some matches. Those were like I gave some good performances too. So I would say I would work on my weaknesses, and I'll definitely try to be better next season.
I mean, you say you had an average season. You're in the top 10 for the Golden Glove. You're in the top 10 in most of the goalkeeping stats. and you're only 22. We know when goalkeepers peak, it's late 20s. So you're being very harsh on yourself. And who can forget your clean sheet against ATK in that environment as well?
Yes, but, yeah. But I would say I know my potential and
Yeah.
how I can do, how much I can give to my team. And I'll just say that I wasn't at my best at this season, but I'll try my best to give my 100% next season.
Well, we spoke to Mr. Ron Sharma a few weeks ago, and he was raving about you, and he's got a lot of confidence in you. You know, you're in a place where I think you're being very tough on yourself, but the people around you see your level of goalkeeping and how good it is and what you will become. I think that's a given. So it must feel good that you've got this really good club giving you that sort of backing
So
right from the top.
I'm really fortunate that I chose this club because I don't think if I was going to any other club, I would get this much chance. I played 9 matches this season,
Yeah, yeah,
and because the coach trusted me, and the game plan we used to build up all the time, and that's what I've been doing from the age 16.
mm.
So it was a plus point for me, and I'm really very grateful to be part of Odisha FC.
Now, goalkeepers have to be very tough, very vocal, even if they've got senior defenders in front of them. How angry or tough are you with your central defenders when they don't do something right?
So, so it's
It's part of
I
your role,
think
isn't it?
it's part of my role, and when you're in the pitch, you don't see any senior or junior.
Mm.
You just say what you feel because that's what it needs to be.
Yeah,
So you don't have to see if your defender is senior than you. He's played at such levels. You don't see all those things.
yeah.
So yeah.
And you know, you played 9 games, and a lot of people say that you need to build up that relationship with your back three, back five, whatever system you're going to play. How was that in Odisha in your first year, building that
No, I
partnership with the
think
defense?
we had a good understanding because in the preseason we have all played together because I played with all of them, all the defenders, yeah, the playing four and the who they're at the bench. So we have all played together, and in trainings we talk like brothers, like we abuse each other, we tell each other things, but nobody is like why is talking like that, because
Mm.
it's the part of game, and we have to say all those things. So
Yeah,
the
and it,
bonding is good. The bonding was very good last season. I would say the players and the coaches bonding was great.
yeah, Vinit was saying the same, and Mr. Sharma was saying the same. But also, I don't know if you're aware, but it was my first season covering the ISL, and I chose Odisha FC as my club that I was going to follow for the rest of
Thank you so much,
time.
sir.
But I felt it living in the UK about the togetherness and the camaraderie that you guys seem to have, especially when you had that tough start because you're playing a lot of games away from home, and it did show. So I totally understand what you're saying because we felt it outside. What was it like when you started playing in the Kalinga Stadium and the incredible juggernauts and the other supporters groups that came to you? Were you surprised with the football following in Bhubaneswar or Odisha as a whole?
So we never expected that the fans will turn in uh, the numbers they turned in. That was incredible in our first season. So they were loud. They were very supportive. So I think they played a big role because when we came to Kalinga, we played 5 matches, and we won five. We won four.
Yeah,
We won
yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we played. Sorry, yeah. So we played. We won our first 4 matches there.
Yeah, and I've always believed that if we'd played at home from the start, we would have been much closer to the playoffs. But for the first season in Odisha, I thought it was a really good first season in the ISL, finishing just below the playoff positions, and had a really good January onwards when we started playing at home. Looking forward to the next season, just to reinforce the young talent that Mr. Sharma was saying, he signed a lot of young players, and you must know a few of these. They're in your sort of age group, and it must feel really good seeing all this talent coming to play with yourself.
Yes, Samuel, Kamalpreet, I know a lot of them because we played together before, and I think we are making a good team because
Yeah,
we still have to sign the foreigners, but all the young Indian players, they're all very good. They've done a incredible job at their own clubs. So now
yeah.
we're all together. I feel and I hope that we'll do a great job together and we'll try to qualify for the playoffs this season for sure. We,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new season when it kicks off. I'm very excited with the signings and the age group of the young players. And also he's added to the goalkeeping strength as well with Kamaljit as well. So that should give you confidence that you've got good goalkeepers around you as well.
it will be a plus point for me, sir. The competition, you always need a good competition to play better and do better.
Yeah,
So it
100%.
will be a plus point for me. And Kamaljeet Paji, we played together in Minerva. So I think he's a very positive guy, and that's my dad.
Hello to him. It's
Hello,
good to
Papa.
see him.
They're telling.
um,
Say hi. So yeah, I think that's a big plus point for me because he's played now in the national team, and I'll learn a lot from
Brilliant. Yeah.
him.
But also big changes, big news on the coaching front. You've got a couple of people from my part of the world coming to coach you, and Coach Baxter. But also, more importantly for you, maybe, is Coach Payton, who's going to be the assistant. But with his incredible background, you must be looking forward to working under both of them,
Yeah.
especially Coach Payton.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to meet him and train under him because he has a lot of experience, and I feel I'm very lucky to have him in our team because I've seen his picture with Shajni, I guess.
Mm.
So I think um, to play under the world-class coaches, it's a dream of a lot of footballers. So
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate and I look forward to play under them.
Yeah, and for somebody to work so long under Arsene Wenger, you know that the man comes with high credentials. So, and being a goalkeeping coach as well. So, they'll be really exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Coach Baxter does with the young talent that he's going to have at his disposal with Orusha. I bet you can't wait for
Definitely,
the
sir.
season to start, or even the pre-season.
Can't wait. Can't wait for the season to start and the preseason to start because they're gonna push the bar and that's how you improve.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you're going to be a big part of that. Just moving, what are your expectations as we approach your second season in the ISL personally? Because, you had for me, a brilliant first season, playing 9 games at such a young age in a high pressured situation with a new franchise based in Odisha that really did have a good season. What are your expectations for the coming season?
I just hope that I always there's always like all the players we want to get the game time. So I hope I get the game time and let's just hope the main aim is to qualify for the playoffs.
Mm.
So we will just keep that in mind and I just hope that we go into the playoffs first and then let's see what happens next.
And just to, before we go on to some lighter questions, just to lighten the mood, you mentioned that from the academy days that you were coached to play from the back. Um, how difficult? It must be quite pressurizing, knowing that you can't just hit the ball and clear it, and you have to find. How do you play that system without feeling under pressure
Sir,
to always play from the back and because it
so
is a
sir,
big
when
part of the goalkeeper's game now.
yeah, so that's how modern football is right now. I guess all the teams right this now from all the teams we have keepers. They can play from the back. They're good with their feet. So
Mhm.
even if we see EPL, La Liga, or especially La Liga, so they're all very good with the feet. So they're more like midfielders, sweeper
Yeah,
keepers. They
I was going. Yeah, I was just
so
about to say, could we rely on you to play in the midfield sometimes?
I used to play when I play in my village. I play as a striker, sometimes midfielder. That's fun. That's fun because
No, but that's how talented
uh,
goalkeepers have to be now. You'll never get a
that
midfielder going into goal, but the goalkeepers are talented enough that they could play the midfield.
that's what my uh, Pau, the last goalkeeper coach, he used to tell me you can play as a midfield too.
That's incredible compliment. But that's how what a goalkeeper. The role has changed so much. He's expected to be as good, if not, better at distribution and all aspects of
Distribution.
the play from outside. Just moving on to try and get to know you a little bit more. What do you do to relax? Because football is a very intense game, especially as a goalkeeper, because you might not see any action for 10 minutes, but you still got to be mentally ready in case there's a counter attack or, something like that. So
Yeah.
it's very intense. So how do you get away from that?
So when we used to come from the match, me, myself, I, and Vinith Rai and Sajid Dhot, we're all roommates. We share the same flat. So when we used to come back from the match, if the result is good, so we'll celebrate. We'll go out somewhere and have dinner out and watch a movie or something like that. If we lose, we come back and we play UFC on PS4.
Brilliant. Just let the
So
steam, let out the steam and the frustration playing UFC. Brilliant.
yeah, so the frustration
Vinit
goes
did
out
say,
there.
Vinit did say that the music in the Odisha dressing room is usually Bhangra music. Is that down to you?
No, Vinith, he loves Punjabi music because he's always been with Punjabis and he was here with the Manirvan team too in the first I League. So he's always around Punjabis, so he loves Punjabi's music now.
Are you educating him in the latest Punjabi music? Are you keeping him up to
Yeah,
date?
he keeps me up to date. That's how much he loves Punjabi music.
What's your treat day look like? I mean, I know as professional footballers, you have to look at your diet very strictly. But what's your treat?
So when we go for the cheat meals,
Yeah.
we go out to Chili's. Chili's mostly we go to the Chili's and we eat. There's a rice bowl and sometimes burger, or we love khawswe. It's a Burmese dish. Burmese
All
dish.
right. Okay.
Yeah. So
I
we
thought
all
you,
love the khawswe.
I thought you were going to go back to some proper Punjabi food.
We don't get that good Punjabi food in Bhubaneswar. So
You have to
so
wait
we eat
until you
all
come
these
back
things.
home.
Yeah, we have to come there. So when we come back home, in the first week we eat a lot, all things, parantha, everything.
By the way, who's the better cook, yourself or your dad?
I think my dad is a better cook. I'm learning. I'm in learning process.
The other question, obviously you've been around a lot of players and you played for Minerva and obviously you're playing for Russia. You've had a stint with the national team as well, the under 23s. Who would be in your five-a-side team? And would you be the goalkeeper of the five-a-side team?
No, sir. I would always choose Gurpreet Paji over me. So
Who would make it to
five-a-side.
your?
Yeah. So my five-a-side team would be the uh, obviously goalkeeper Gurpreet Paji,
Yeah,
and I'll play Sandesh Paji as the main
of course.
defender.
Yeah.
So Sandesh Paji, and it needs to be all Indians.
No, no. A place that you're the manager.
I'm the
You're the
manager.
owner.
Okay. Okay. So I'll play Vinith.
All right. Vinny gets okay.
Yeah, Vinith is one of the best midfielder in India right
I
now. So
agree.
it's
I
really,
agree. Absolutely.
yeah. So Vinith, and I'll play Mendoza,
Okay.
and at last Aridane.
Wow. That is some five-a-side team. That is a very strong team. I mean, you've got the wall in Sandesh, and then you've got another wall in Gurpreet. So Vinit, Mendoza, and Adriana can just, don't have to come back. The defensive players at the back. That is a brilliant selection. I'm not surprised with Gurpreet and Sandesh and Vinit. But do you play a lot of five-a-side in your coach in your trading?
Yeah, I just played a five-a-side match yesterday
All
with
right.
Sandesh Paji and all Sandesh Paji, Anwar Ali Paji.
All right.
So
Okay.
we all play here in Chandigarh.
Okay. As do you want to give me an exclusive and say where Sandesh is going?
I really don't have any idea, sir. Honestly, I never asked him.
No, I wouldn't expect you to share that with me. It's just a light-hearted because I wanted. I was saying to Mr. Sharma that he'd look quite well. I think it was the Juggernauts actually. They did an interview with
No,
Mr. Sharma, and Sandesh does look really well in a Odisha shirt. He looks really good. So we'll have to see.
it would be a plus point for us if he decides to join our team. Nothing better than that.
Absolutely, but he's one of those players that can play anywhere. He's good enough, and
Absolutely.
he's a outstanding defender. So just to end this really interview, and again, I can't thank you enough for taking time out and speaking to me. Any final messages for the thousands of fans you've got back home in Odisha? Obviously, your home is in Punjab, and but in Odisha.
So I would say that for now, just stay home and stay safe. But whenever we get chance, I would love to see them chanting for us and roaring for us and from the stands, and can't wait for the season to start and see them uh, again chanting for us. And I just hope they come in double numbers this time. I want them. I just hope one day the stadium will be full of full of the fans, and I just hope to see them soon.
I'm
And
sure it will
we'll
be.
try to give them our best, and we'll give we'll give them our best, and we hope to get in the playoffs and give them this as a gift.
Well, if the first season is anything to go by, you've given us so much pleasure. And that is down to you and your colleagues for Odisha Football Club. It's a fantastic club. I'm so glad that Nevin actually he gave me he was because we had a podcast where I says I have to pick a team because it will make it more interesting, and he suggested Odisha, and he said there's a lot of young Indian talent there, and I'm so glad I picked Odisha because every time I meet somebody from Odisha, it just makes me proud to support that club, and you're a big reason as well. So I can't thank you enough for what you did last season. I'm so looking forward to next season. I think it'll be really exciting with yourself and other young players that we've got with the coaching staff we've brought in. So I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can speak again sometime soon. But in the meantime, Arshdeep, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. Stay safe, and we hope to see you in the Kalinga Stadium very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, sir. It was absolute pleasure for me. So thank you so much for having me with you. And I would like to thank everyone who has supported me throughout. And thank you so much, sir.
And we are joined by an incredibly special guest in Sir Ranjit Singh. Thank you so much for joining this interview. I really appreciate it. What do you think about ARSHDEEP as a goalkeeper? How have you seen his career in his first season?
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਰਿਹਾ?
Yes, he is doing well. He's doing well. I hope he will do better than last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was asking him because he was saying he saw your videos of when you were playing for JCT and the incredible goalkeeper you were, and he thinks that he's got a long way to go before he gets to your standard.
Yes, he's doing well. I am looking his every match, but if then he make mistake, then I talk him.
So he's the one who tells me everything whenever I make a mistake.
After every match, he talked to me. I told him that what he did the better, but he did wrong.
So he would always tell me all my mistakes and whatever I did bad and whatever I did good.
So please continue doing that, because there's only one person that's going to be honest with him, and that's yourself. So, and there's nobody better actually, because
he's a very hard working person, and I think he will be very long time.
No,
he's going with very long time.
But sir, I hope you're taking a lot of pride and credit, because it's down to you as well, because you were an incredible goalkeeper for JCT, and he's following in your footsteps. They're big shoes to fill, so you must feel really proud.
Thank you.
Yes. Can you proud feel ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ?
Yes. Oh yes. He's doing better than me.
Not yet. In a few years, maybe. Not yet. Very final question.
Still he's ahead of me.
So, very final question. What are your memories of playing for JCT? You played in an incredible team, won so many tournaments.
Best memory.
I played with very star players like Parminder Singh, G.S. Parmar, Kashmira Singh, Harjinder Singh, also Inder Singh, but after he was in downfall. But I got a chance to play with these players. That time the team was excellent.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Yeah. Yes, we won the 4-time Durand Cup.
Yeah.
And Rovers Cup, Federation Cup.
Yeah.
Navji Trophy. That time this tournament was popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into football?
What?
How did you?
Football se kidda hai tusi? Taanu start kidda kita football?
I started from childhood.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. In my village, in my school, I was in 6th standard.
Okay.
When I was a very little boy. Then our senior players were making practice. I was the backside of the balls.
So I'll tell you the story. So they
were shooting. If any ball passed by nearby me, then I died there and catched it. And when one goalkeeper, there was one goalkeeper. When he was tired, then I asked him, "You go away. I will stand there." I was little.
Fantastic.
I started from there.
Wow. And then obviously you said all the star players that you were playing with, but obviously you were one of those star players. Because,
I was little, but they were the superstar.
well, it takes it as Arshdeep will tell you, it is the goalkeeper that wins your matches because he doesn't let in the goal. So anybody can score, but not just one person can save. You've got 10 other players outside who can score, but only one person can save, and that's
Only 1% is saved. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't want to really can't thank you enough for joining this interview. This is very, very special for me speaking to you because I've read so much about you, sir, and I didn't think I'd have the opportunity to speak to you. I just want to say, did Arshdeep have a choice? Was he going to be a goalkeeper, or what if he said he wanted to be a midfielder or a striker?
No, I have not asked him to play goalkeeper or halfback. That was his choice.
Right.
He went to the ground, but I don't ask him to play the goalkeeper. Automatically, bloods gave me.
Well, it was natural because he's got it in his genes, thanks to you, sir. Look, it's a real pleasure, and I would love to do just one interview with you sometime in the future, talking about JCT and your time there, because it was incredible. But please make sure you keep telling him where he's doing something wrong after every game.
Sure.
But thank you, Arshdeep. Thank you, sir, so much, and stay safe. And hopefully we'll catch up soon. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
sir. Thank you.